Power. The Lord is thy shepherd, I shall not want. Him maketh I lie down in a green pastures. Him leadeth I beside still water. Them him restoreth I soul. Him leadeth I in the path of righteousness for him name's sake. Yea! Though I RASTA go walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I can't fear no evil. For thy rod and thy staff, them comforted I and I. Unu prepared a table before I in the presence of our enemy. Them unu anointed I head with unu oil. Me cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy I go follow I all the days of I Ivan. Me I go dwell in the house of the Lord God. Jah. Let the people of the Most High God say, Joe, Kadamawe Gromabea Tela, where twos and threes meet in the name of the Most High Jah, and that's so Jaja there. If Jaja never build up your house, the builder I go build it in vain. Same way, if Jaja never watch upon your house, the watchman I go watch it in vain. The name of the Lord is a strong tower, and the righteous run into it and then be saved. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but Jah shall deliver him from all of them. Members say, Jaja tell you, say, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High Jah shall therein abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Also members say, the name of the Lord is a strong tower, and the righteous run into it and they be saved. Together we come under your name, O Jaja. Protect we and set we free. Mauso bolisa. I don't know what it was sickly for. Mauso bolisa. Akpe kaka. This is the Black Pot, aka Kokoshonamo, where we speak truth to power. And my name, Blakk Rasta. In every traditional African home there is a black pot, and each time this black pot sits on the fire, there's something sumptuous cooking. Oh, sumptuous, nutritious. Now, ingredients of so many different types, sizes, shapes, colors, aromas, and even flavors relocate from their corners, putting aside all their differences into the black pot so that they will be subjected to some amount of heating, and they produce food. Interestingly, they do not even partake in the eating of the food. It is us, me and you, the eaters. Yet every time when there is the need to collaborate to produce food that they don't even eat, they come together so selflessly. This is what we must learn. How many people would like to plant trees, knowing very well they will not live long enough to participate in the enjoyment of the shade and the fruits of the tree? They will not. They will rather go for tomatoes and onions, which will mature quickly for them to eat, sleep, die, be buried, and be forgotten. This is selfish behavior. We must be a generational thinking people. That is why this show is here. It's a show of the mind. We say it's a show of the mindset. Now, if the average African mindset is right, every other thing will be righted. Hey, a lot of African leaders are only thinking about roads, hospitals, and even schools and their pockets to steal. The little that is left, they will force that into schools, roads, and other social amenities. But if the mindset is right, no leader would steal. And even the people who are being ruled, they would go and build the schools and the roads without waiting for the government to do that. That is selfless thinking. Today we see rich men who have mansions on roads that have potholes all over. They look like the map of Germany. Potholes all over the place. They don't care. They are waiting for the government to come fix that. This is the Black Pot, aka Kokoshonamo. Here we don't criticize, but if we must criticize, we'd only just criticize to build and not to destroy. This is in the service of God and country. And remember, we are live on YouTube, and our YouTube channel is Black Empire Media. The Black is spelled B-L-A-K-K. That is what you see there. Please make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel and also click on the notification button. For now, we are off TV. We are 100% on social media. We want to say thank you to all the wonderful people who gave us the opportunity to be on TV. We want to rebrand and return to TV. But for now, we are 100% on social media because we want to kick you at the right place. Spread the word. This is the Blakk Pot, and we are on all other social media platforms to Pan-African TV, which has always been our home. We shall return soon, and we'll return with energy and power. We love you. This is our home, so we cannot run away from our home. And to Loud Silence TV, this is the Blakk Pot. We love you. We are rebranding, and when we return, it's all fire. May I just say thank you to Izit, our biggest supporter right now as it stands, and to all the other people who have supported us all this while. PJs, oh my God, and Diana Wright, and much more, who have passed through this wonderful Blakk Pot program, speaking truth to power. Thank you so much to Izit. Now, Izit is in spirit, in truth. Now, if your regular social media is giving you problems, racism, nudity, nakedness, and even violence, why worry? Skip it, cut it off, and come onto the platform that is full of positivity, and that is Izit. Izit is a platform that has been built by Ghanaian engineers in America, and it's huge. Please just download that from App Store and Google Play. That's what it is, for free. What can you do with Izit? You can go live. You can make audio and video calls at the same time, text messaging. And then most importantly, it is the most positive social media platform you can think about. Meet other positive-minded people there. Sell your business. Promote your brand. Hit it. Hit the roof off and be who you want to be. Just download that from App Store and Google Play. This is Izit, in spirit, in truth. Connect with family and friends and make sure that it's happening. Spread the word. We are 100% on social media. YouTube. Make sure you check us there every day, Monday to Friday. This is the Blakk Pot. I remember on the 24th day of June, coming Saturday, we are at Alliance Française for the Kuchoko Roots Festival. We have 20 artists storming the stage from 7 p.m. sharp. Gates open. Shatawale is playing. Blakk Rasta is playing. Q Shandaya is all the way from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And of course, we also have the Almighty Taj Weeks. Why do we call him the Almighty? He's the Almighty because this is a man who is so talented when it comes to music. A man who can serenade any crowd at all as long as it is music related. I call him the Almighty because he has a big heart that takes everybody in and he shows everybody love. My God. Listen, it's only 100 Ghana. And if you want your advance tickets because it's a small place, so that we don't close the gate on you, call these numbers right now so that advance tickets will be sent to you immediately. These are the numbers. Pick them up. Samuel Owusu is performing. Oh gosh, a lot of artists, 20 different artists. Kuchoko. And from Burkina Faso, Rasim Posh is also here alongside Zedmo. My God have mercy. This is the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushonamo, where we speak truth to power. Today we have 5 very important topics we want to talk to you about. Number 1, watch it. It looks like it's going to start on a sexy note. Yvonne Nelson spills more political beans. This is the beautiful diva. She is a silver screen goddess. Her name is Yvonne Nelson. But recently, she wrote a book. And she told us that's not her name. The title of the book is what? I am not Yvonne Nelson. That's what she said. Now, Yvonne Nelson's book has become the talk of the country. Everybody is talking about Yvonne's book because it is so thorny. It has touched some raw nerves and it has opened the Pandora box. My God, this is what we call a can of worms. This beautiful woman still does not know who her father is. Some people have called her a lot of names. But we want to look at the political beans that she is spilling. This is the book. I am not Yvonne Nelson. So who are you? I'm going to tell you who she is. In the interim, do me a favor. Come here. Follow me. Watch me. Hey! The phone calls Yvonne Nelson received from Mahama Akufo-Addo before Dumsoma stopped demo. Run the story. Ghanaian actress Yvonne Nelson has unveiled significant details about her interactions with former President John Dramani Mahama and current President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo before her renowned Dumsoma Stop protest. In her recently published book entitled I Am Not Yvonne Nelson, she sheds light on their respective positions and responses to her call. According to Nelson, President Akufo-Addo personally contacted her to extend his support and encouragement. In their brief conversation, he commended her efforts, acknowledging her as a true daughter of Ghana. Akufo-Addo assured her that the whole nation stood behind her and encouraged her to preserve, in fact, to persevere, emphasizing the importance of her cause. Wow. It was normal that a problem of that magnitude would give a political advantage to the opposition political parties. So while the government did not take kindly to our protest, the opposition parties were solidly behind us, even though we had made it clear that our agenda was non-partisan. In the days leading up to the protest, I received a call from someone who said I should hold on for the presidential candidate of the opposition New Patriotic Party, NPP, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. In that brief call, he expressed his support for my cause and encouraged me. He said I was a true daughter of the land and that what I was doing was a good thing. He said I should push on and not be discouraged, for the whole of Ghana was behind me. In contrast, Nelson received calls from the then President John Dramani Mahama's office expressing his desire to meet her. However, she declined the invitation, insisting that her fellow protest organizers be present during the meeting. Despite pressure from the presidency for a one-on-one meeting, Nelson stood her ground, maintaining that a meeting without her colleagues will not take place. I also received calls from the office of President John Dramani Mahama. The callers said the president wanted to meet me, but I told them I would only meet with the president on condition that my fellow organizers of the protest would be part of that meeting. The officials at the presidency insisted that the president wanted to meet me alone. I stood my ground, stating that if the president was not prepared to meet with me and my colleagues, then the meeting was not going to happen, she said in a book. Reflecting on the political landscape, Nelson acknowledged that the magnitude of the problem naturally offered political advantages to opposition parties. Nevertheless, she emphasized that her protest was intended to be non-partisan, even though the opposition parties showed solidarity to her cause. Dash. So that's it. Of course, Mahama was in power. Dumsor plagued all of us. We all were crying. It looked like the government had no clue. And Yvonne Nelson decided to hit the roads, the streets, and even go all the way to the so-called seat of government, the Flagstaff House. And we had a candlelight vigil for Dumsor. It was so successful. Many were those who called her Yaha Asantewa. And today we are hearing that even the opposition leader at the time, who is now president, called her a great daughter of the land. Mahama didn't want this protest because Yvonne Nelson had a lot of support. She's so sexy and so hot. She's won a lot of awards from the silver screens. Oh gosh. So he wanted to meet with her one-on-one. She said, no. Can I have my organizers meet? That was a bold step. There were rumors that Mahama had dated her before. We don't want to repeat rumors because they are only rumors. So probably she felt that, oh, I might just go into this momo. Something will spark fire. All firewood easily catches fire, right? I will not go into it. And by just looking into his eyes, I might just be seduced. And I would drop my guard. She decided that she would go with her friends. It's just like when you start dating and you are waiting for that pretty girlfriend to come to your home and you have that diabolical thing in your mind. And before you realize she's come with her friend and you are like, Kaya Jeme. You see that thing? So she decided to go with her friends. Mahama said no. And the meeting never happened. I commend you. Because if she had gone there alone, maybe she would have ended up with some fat check. Wherever it was, she didn't go. She stood on her grounds. She stood her grounds and made sure that, this did not happen. Her vigil was the biggest for Dumso. But before Mahama left office, he realized that something had to be done. We were told that Dumso was sorted out before Mahama left office, but it couldn't return him into office. Come here. Watch me. Now we heard Baumia and the rest of them say, oh, before Mahama left office, he actually was able to deal with Dumso. Now they are all confessing. Maybe that vigil also gave them the catalyst to be able to hit it at the top. How many of us have been bought? Anytime we come out, we say we want to have a demonstration. Politicians go behind, call us and talk to us and bribe us, and we forget that. Yvonne Nelson is a big heroine. She's a hero. For standing her ground, I give her thumbs up, not this. That's Yvonne Nelson for you. And I want to say thank you so much. Ghana loves you. Ghana appreciates you. It doesn't matter what you're going through now. What is important is that you have spilled some political beans. And these beans are going to germinate into the next generation. Generations to come, they will know that there was a sexy diva who could have gone behind to take a doggy style and some big fat check and forgotten the Dumso vigil. We know another lady who was part of the demonstration, but she said because of threats on her life, she decided to abandon it. But with you, seat of government invited you. And you said, listen, it doesn't matter how much they want to give me. It doesn't matter whatever is there for me. We are here for the bigger picture, Ghana. After that, many people have been calling her names, especially from the party in opposition right now, the NDC, who saw her as a devil when she was fighting against Dumso. Yvonne Nelson, salute. This is the Blakk Port. And my name, Blakk Rasta. Next story. Watch it. Watch it. It says, Axim Galamsey terrorist strikes again. How many of us remember this guy? This is the guy who is building a hotel that has over 100 rooms. He's a young guy. How old? He's not even up to 30. He has so much money. I don't have a problem if you get it from hard work, but he's getting his money from criminal activities. How? Do we all remember when he subdued the policeman and made the policeman kneel down to beg him? You see him there? You see the policeman kneeling down and begging. According to him, he's a police informant. He goes from Galamsey site to Galamsey site. He goes from illegal mining site to illegal mining site. And then he informs the police about this. But later, he realized he could make money from these illegal miners. Whilst they destroy the country, he would make money for his own selfish pockets. And the police people, what did he do? He would go to the Galamseyers, collect money from them, and come and share with the police, so that the police will turn a blind eye to the nefarious activities of these Galamseyers. Until he said in his own words that he felt that the police people were cheating him in this thievery, this corrupt activity. And he decided that he will go for the money and pocket it himself. And he wouldn't go alone. He'll go with his gang, wielding weapons They would go to them. And this Galamsey, believing that he was working with the police, would always part with huge sums of money. He's building a hotel that is supposed to have over 128 rooms. This guy. He has built a whole road to that hotel, constructed it all by himself to be able to get people to go there. And the terrorist activities he's engaged in. If you say a word about him to any policeman or to anybody dead or alive, he would beat you up until you can't recognize your own name. He would visit you with harm and terror. Watch this. Axim Galamsey gang leader Kwame Atuasare allegedly beats up uncle for testifying against him. That's what he uses. Come here, let's read it. His own uncle. I'll show you the face later. And you'll see if the uncle would be able to recognize himself if he looks in the mirror. Famous Axim Galamsey leader Kwame Atuasare Eni, who was arrested after a video of him with some illegal minors molesting a police officer at a Galamsey site to the point where the police officer knelt down to apologize, went viral, has once again made headlines following reports of an assault in his on his own family head. According to UTV's Western Regional correspondent Charles Ejir, Kwame Atuasare, who had been released on bail barely 2 weeks ago, visited the family head to confront him for the damaging information he provided during his arrest. According to the reporter, the family head, who also happens to be his uncle, testified against Kwame Atuasare during his initial arrest, labeling him as a criminal and accusing him of causing disturbances in the neighborhood. Also, it is alleged that the said family head had accused Kwame Atuasare of being involved in numerous rape cases. What? I'm bleeding. I'm bleeding. My God. When the incident occurred, we all knew that Kwame Atuasare had become a wanted person and the police were searching for him. It was reported that he had fled to the Ivory Coast but later returned until his eventual arrest. During the 2 months that Kwame Atuasare was in police custody, he appeared in court several times. His lawyer, Fifi Buckman, requested bail for him, which was granted by the court. And coming Thursday would mark exactly 2 weeks since he was granted bail for his release. If we can recall, when he was initially arrested, some journalists conducted interviews in one of the neighboring towns. The head of the family, Ebusu Apenyin, testified that Kwame Atuasare was a criminal who had been causing disturbances in the neighborhood. The man also accused him of committing numerous rapes and provided a lot of information about Kwame Atuasare. Watch me. Upon hearing such news, Kwame was not pleased with what the man had said. So when he was granted bail, he confronted the man and really beat him up, causing the man to sustain injuries. The UTV reporter further explained that some of the community members swiftly intervened, taking the injured family head to the hospital and promptly reporting the incident to the Axim Divisional Commander, which got him rearrested and is currently in custody at the secondary headquarters where police are conducting further investigations into the matter there. Community members took him to the hospital and reported the incident to the Axim Divisional Command, leading to his rearrest. Yes, currently Kwame Atuasare has been brought to the secondary headquarters and the police are still investigating the matter. So, the issue is that upon Kwame Atuasare's return from police custody, he's going to beat his uncle, the family head. Dash. Kwame Atuasare is only 21 years. He's not 30. He's not 41. Do you have the photo of the uncle? Can we see his face? In Nigeria, what do they say? I go change and give you. Look at the face of the man. 21-year-old has turned his uncle's face into a punching bag. Only God knows how many uppercuts he gave this old man. But looking at the puffiness of his face, you can tell that this man has gone through an avalanche of blows. A plethora of punches, left, right, and center. Why is this guy all of a sudden becoming a gangster? Because he and the police came together to rob Ghana and to destroy this nation. A 21-year-old from criminal activities is building a 128-room hotel. It was said that this guy is so powerful, he can walk to any school in the area and ask them to close and go home. There was a day his phone got missing, and he suspected that one of the school children around might have seen it and picked it up. He walked to that school, they had an assembly, and he ordered them to return the phone, or else the school should close and go home. When the head teacher came out trying to talk against that, she got a good amount of beating, and the students, the children, had to run home, and that was the end of the story. Why is Ghana police not able to prosecute this guy properly? What is wrong with us? We all heard him on tape saying that the police had cheated him, and therefore he had become smart on the police. He had also gone for the money and pocketed it. This is a criminal activity. I hope that the police will go deeper into this. When you go to our jailhouses, it's only little boys who have stolen 2 figures of plantain, who have smoked some small herbs. But the big thieves and criminals are walking around free. These guys are all free. To God be the glory. This is the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushonamo, where we speak truth to power. When we return, we got more. Hey! Wayo!
Blakk Pot, Kukushonamo.
This is the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushonamo, where we speak truth to power. Kuchoko Roots Festival is coming up, big and wild. You know that? 24th day of June, that's coming Saturday, 100 Ghana cities, is the biggest festival of reggae and dancehall ever seen in this country. Show me one which is bigger than this. Your advance tickets you can get here. It's only 100 Ghana cities. All the big names are here. Shatawale is playing. Black Rasta is playing. Taj Weeks from St. Lucia is playing. We have Q Shandeya from St. Vincent. Raskuku Puom is playing. We also have Q Shandeya from St. Vincent and the Grenadines already in the country. Samuel Owusu is playing. Every year we bring somebody who's not a regular reggae artist to play. Last year it was Rex Omar. This year, Samuel Owusu. How many of you want to see Samuel Owusu? Of course, we also have such artists as Black Messiah. We also have Conqueror Vibes playing. 2 beautiful ladies are also playing. Rena and AC of Talented Kids fame. Oh my God. What are you waiting for? We also have from Burkina Faso, Ras Simposh. He will sing Mosi songs to you, French songs. And Zedmo, they are big artists in Burkina Faso. Black Rasta Yokuchoko legend would be on stage. You know when I get on stage? Only God can stop me. And it's all 100% live band. Are you joking? This one to be played You think say you day wise. Get your advance tickets right now. And let's shake up the place. You know, Alliance France is a small place. So the moment we come to the end of the tickets, we close the gates. So don't risk it coming to the gate to buy. Buy now. If anything happens, all your monies will be returned to you. You know how Blakk Rasta does it. Clean hands. Everything will be returned to you. Get your tickets right now. Shatawale says he wants to show the world that live band is a thing. I believe that. He is playing. Jupiter is also playing. Rasbumba is also playing. Oh gosh. Preacher Man all the way from Tamale is also playing. And when you come in, you have free cocoa. The only event in the world where we give you free cocoa with masa or kose or kulikuli. You choose what you want to eat and drink. And then you get vegan kebab to boot. After that, when you are sweating like a pregnant crocodile, skanking to reggae music, you are hearing different sounds, you will hear the voice of God. Hallelujah. Kuchokobam is the biggest reggae festival in Africa. Do you agree? Do you agree? The most cultural, the most indigenous. You will drink cocoa. 100 Ghana cedis only, and the numbers are coming on your screen. Get your phones and pens ready to write the numbers. This is what it is. And call now for your tickets. My name is Blakk Rasta, and this is the Black Port, aka Kokoshonamo, where we speak truth to power. Next story. Watch this. Stinking DOKOMI at Tema oil refinery. That oil refinery was given to us by Kwame Nkrumah, the legendary visionary of this republic, and that is tall. It became one of the very first in the whole of Africa. And it was supposed to turn the crude oil into so many different products. But today, we are hearing things that are making our heads go kolo, 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 kolo. Tema oil refinery. Top trends as citizens fume over shady sale. Shady. Did you see that? Come here, let's read it and see how shady this dirty thing is. The Tema oil refinery has been reported to be leased to a group called Torrentco Assay Management for 6 years at 22 million American dollars. The group is allowed to refine up to 8 million barrels of oil a year by paying 1 million every year as rent. Did you hear that? How much crude oil does Nigeria make? Anybody knows? 1 million? 2 million? 3 million? Ghana is bringing a company that will make how many? 8 million barrels of oil a year. Nigeria makes 100 million plus. Nigeria is bigger. Nigeria has more oil. Nigeria is the biggest exporter of crude in the whole of the sub-region and the whole of Africa. But listen to this. However, social media users have expressed their displeasure with the details of the deal. According to them, the Tema oil refinery is worth about $700 million, but it is being leased at 22 million, which is a bad deal. Some have noted that the government is quietly going through the deal in order to sneak in revenue for the incoming political season. Smart. Smart. The IMF deal, the loan from the IMF, plus this, so that Baumia can get a very big political charade. Hallelujah. The Vice President of Imani Africa, Bright Simmons, wrote on Twitter on June 16, and I'm going to show you that pretty soon, 2023, Ghana's PPA is trying to pass the buck of tackling the government's shady lease of state-owned Tema oil refinery to Torrentco. Here is a crude summary of the deal. Crude, I like that. Crude, and we are dealing with crude oil. Many murky issues, 22 million is all one needs to take over Thor's assets and exploit them. Has Thor been deliberately sabotaged? Dash it and bring me that item. That is the tweet that he put up. Watch it. That's the question. And he broke it down for everybody to understand. Thank you so much, Bright Siemens. Dash him off and leave the photo here like that. Come here to me. Watch me. You see, we live in a country where people are so selfish. When they steal from the government, they clap for themselves and say they are smart. But when they steal from each other, there's a problem. They forget that the government is everybody. When you steal from the government, it's equivalent to stealing from each other. The politicians are thieves. Citizens are thieves. So it is the country that is bleeding. And it hurts me bad. It hurts me terribly. Tema oil refinery was given to us by Kwame Nkrumah. These are people who hate Kwame. Find me a photo of Kwame Nkrumah so that I'll beg his ghost to rise and slap them each minute as we speak. He should never give them rest until they all run diarrhea and their intestines would all come out. They will walk around running diarrhea night and day. I curse you politicians who are so shady and so bad. Nkrumah gave us this. They say give a dog a bad name so you can hang him comfortably. They started by calling Nkrumah a dictator. They started by giving him a bad name and trying to turn around the minds of our children. That's what we call brainwash education about Nkrumah. Their grandfathers and fathers tried to eliminate Nkrumah. They couldn't. His legacy still stands firm. Recently, they came out and apologized to Ghanaians for trying to soil Nkrumah's names. If there was any terrorist act that ever happened in this country, it was Nana Akufo-Addo's father and family and the rest of them who came together to manufacture bombs to bomb Nkrumah night and day. True? They did that. How many times did they bomb Nkrumah? Several times. 4 solid times they tried bombing him. They bombed him actually. But he survived. And when he ran away into exile, they still sent mercenaries to follow him and skin him alive. Nkrumah died. They are still chasing his ghost. All the things he gave to us, they want to sell everything and make Nkrumah legacyless. Anybody who touches Thor, he shall touch divine electricity. All these dirty politicians who are doing this to us, posterity is going to judge you very terribly. So we cannot run Thor anymore. So all the noise we made about the crude oil that we have been able to get in this country, all the discoveries, all the wonderful noise, all the adwa, all the dancing, all the pomp and pageantry, at the end of the day, the only refinery we have in Ghana is been leased out for how much? 22 million American dollars. When Dangote is building how many billion of what? Worth of whatever refinery, the biggest in the world, we are here begging for 22 million American dollars. And every month, or is it every year, they would give us how much? 1 million. Bring back the first part of the story. Is it 1 month or 1 year? They are giving us 1 million American dollars as rent. You can see it there, 1 million every year. Why? Are we that broke? Are they truly looking for money for their political campaign? But I don't blame them, I blame you. You will take a cup of rice and 50 cedis so you can sell your birthrights. You are a fool. To a bet. Can I take you through a little bit of history? In America, in the 1900s, black people were not allowed to vote, to show and exercise their franchise. A lot of people died fighting for black people to get the chance to vote. Should I give you names? Have you heard of Fred Hampton before? Have you heard about him before? I can give you 100 names. They were all shot and killed in one way or the other because they fought for people to be able, black people, to get the right to vote. You didn't shoot anybody. Nobody shot you so you could vote. Then you come and sell your birthright for a cup of rice and 50 Ghana cedis. If you're not an animal, then what are you? And even that animal, there are classes of animals. You are certainly not a horse. Neither are you a donkey. You are a dog or a pig. Think about it. If a politician comes over to you and he gives you a certain kind of thing to sway you and you will vote for him, he is seeing you as a pig or a dog. Think about it. When we return, we will tell more of the dog and pig story. My name, Blakk Rasta. Hey! A spiritual blend of Jamaican reggae and indigenous African roots music is affectionately called Kuchoko.
This year, all the ancestors and spirits of Africa will descend to celebrate the Kuchoko Roots Festival 2023.
Happening live at the Alliance Francaise, Accra.
On Saturday, June 24 at 7 p.m. sharp till you pass out.
Artists in action are Blakk Rasta, your Kuchoko legend, His Royal Excellency Taj Weeks from St. Lucia, Kyushan Dea from St. Vincent, Rasim Porsche and Zedmu from Burkina Faso, the land of the upright. Now the rest of the Kuchoko warriors are Ras Kuku from Boom, Ras Bumba, Konkaraja Vibes, Black Messiah, Rena, Ras Preacherman, Vibration Kings Band.
Special Kuchoko guest for 2023 is Samuel Owusu, a high life legend. MCs Kin Lagazi and Ras Kwame Malcolm.
This year, the Kuchoko Roots Festival comes with the Coco Roots Festival. Come and drink free cocoa, box with kose, masa, and vegan kebab and kuli kuli.
All this for free. This is crazy. You are either at Kuchoko Roots Festival 2023 or in hell. Rate is 100 Ghana cedis flat. Date Saturday 24 June 2023. Time 7 p.m. sharp. Media partners TV3, 3FM, Onua FM, and 3news.com.
Sponsors Rasta Chocomalt, McBansey, Acid, Vegan Port.
Suffer, rich man lady suffer, lie. See them a come. Go on, skip a judge. Blackpot, Coco show them.
This is the Black Pot, aka Kuku Shodemo, where we speak truth to power. Next story. Watch it. Watch it. Cristiano Ronaldo takes fiancée off wheel. This is Cristiano Ronaldo. They call him CR7, right? Those of you who follow football, he's a master dribbler. Oh, they like him a lot. And you see that sexy diva, she's also a model. Does it remind you of something? How many of us remember Hakimi? Come here. How many of us remember Hakimi? The other footballer who decided that he will be smart. Many people saw that as smartness, but I didn't see it like that. Many were those who didn't agree with me, but that's okay. You are with a woman. You claim you love each other. You get married. You start having children. And then you decide that it's over. You cannot live together. And then the woman is exercising her right, legal right, to go to court because there's a divorce, so that at least part of your property will be given to her. It could be half, depending on what the jurisdiction is. Only for her to go there and realize that you have nothing in the account. Everything is in the name of your mother. Have you cheated a woman? Have you robbed a woman? They say beside every successful man is a woman. We don't say behind, we say beside. Because as they are standing there, they are standing side by side. Nobody's behind and nobody's in front. Respect the woman. My brother, my sister, let us look at Cristiano Ronaldo, and then I will tell you what I want to tell you. Ronaldo signs contract with FIANCÉE. It should be fiancé, not fiance. Fiancé. Fiance is the masculine, and fiancé is the feminine. So with fiancé, Georgina Rodriguez, to protect his wealth after breakup. So it's now all about the wealth and not the love anymore. Portugal superstar Cristiano Ronaldo has reportedly signed an agreement with his fiancée, Georgina Rodriguez, to protect his wealth should the couple split in the future. Did you see that? His fiancée, it means they are not married yet. But depending on how many years they have lived together, she could become a common law wife, depending on their jurisdiction. They would consider it as marriage. According to Portuguese media, TV Gula. Is it Guaya? I think it's Guaya, not Gula. TV Guaya. The two parties have signed a legal agreement that will put the 29-year-old model on a huge monthly salary after a breakup. Georgina Rodriguez is said to earn 85,900. That is 100,000 euro monthly stipend for the rest of her life per the agreement. Also, the Argentine would own their family house in Madrid, La Finca. The couple have been together since June 2016, and they have 2 children together, Alana, Martina, and Bella Esmeralda. Rodriguez is also mother to Ronaldo's 3 other children. Did you hear that? Should I take it again? The couple have been together since June 2016, and they have 2 children together, two children. Alana, Martina, and Bella Esmeralda. Rodriguez is also mother to Ronaldo's 3 other children. That means he had 3 children before he met her. And these children were born via what? Surrogate. Do you know what it means to say surrogate? He donated his spermatozoa. They planted it in a certain woman, and the woman gave birth. No sexual intercourse. That's surrogacy. The couple was said to have separated in May 2022 because of the Al Nasser forward's alleged complaints about Georgina's extravagant expenditure. Cut it off. So that's what it is. The model's monthly salary agreement, should they split, is on the account of being a mother of all 5 children, and not because of the time they spent together and the sacrifice and anything, but being a mother to the 5 children. Can you see that? You see, the thing here is people go into such relationships first and foremost thinking about their wealth rather than love. Such relationships never work. When 2 people meet, you should never ever put an eye on the wealth. If you do, then you are marrying wealth. You are not marrying for love. Now a woman will say, oh, I love him. Even without his money, I love him. Let him go broke. Then you will see what truly love is. A man might say, oh, I love her. Oh, it doesn't matter even if her leg is cut or her head is even cut. She can move like a headless jack. I will still love her. And kiss what? Her neck or her arm. Let her be involved in a small accident. Let her be sick a little bit. Then you see where true love is. These days, they say it's difficult to draw a line between. In fact, it is actually easy to draw a thin line between love and hate. Today is all love. Before you turn your head to look at which aeroplane is flying and turn back, there's a monster standing in front of you. Hi! Like Shatawale coming like Kakai. What is Blakk Rasta saying? If you marry because of wealth, forget it. If Cristiano Ronaldo is actually looking for love, I beg to differ that he is starting on a faux pas, false step, wrong footing. This is not love. Why do you think about the future of your wealth? Why you should be thinking about the future of your love? This is not a good marriage. Unless he probably started the relationship, everything was nice, then he got to discover that, no, this woman is not the right woman because she's a spendthrift. She's spending so much. For that matter, I would like to leave her now. But on consideration of the children, they decide that, well, we should have broken apart. But because of the number of children we have, let us have this agreement. I understand that. That means the love is broken into splinters and is gone. Now you are going to have a certain compensation. The money the lady is going to get is not small money. The house she's going to inherit, I don't think it's like the Atakwame house that I live in Pesingpe. Is going to be a mansion. That is different. But for the rest of her life, Ronaldo, are you sure that you would have that money for the rest of? Do you know how long she would live? Are you crazy? If this woman lives another 100 years, you, Ronaldo, do you have enough investments? Is it that protected? Do you know the longevity of your investments? And you will tie yourself to this kind of agreement? Or do you have some clauses under, as long as your businesses bring money? Nobody should ever be that crazy to say that you are going to feed somebody until they die and put in a contract. The source of your money, do you control it? Do you know the longevity? Do you know the vicissitudes of life? Do you know what is called force majeure? Oh, Jesus have mercy. Dash. Dash. Next story. Is that the last story? All right, so we have just about 5 minutes. I'm just looking at the clock. And it's going tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. Yvonne Nelson, fatherless, promiscuous, bitter. There's somebody called Yvonne Nelson. That's her. But recently she told us in her book that she's not Yvonne Nelson. She doesn't even know who her father is. This is somebody suffering from identity crisis, and it hurts me. I actually empathize with her. If you haven't read her book, find it and read it. But there's somebody who has come out so harshly. It might be the truth, but for somebody suffering from identity crisis, if that is the right diagnosis, I think it's a little harsh. This is a brother who speaks his mind just like me. He's called A+. We come from the same era. Maybe we are the same age. He's A+. Kwame A+. Watch what he said. You expected Sarkodia to accept a pregnancy from Yvonne, whose promiscuous mom bettered her fatherless. And that's A+ saying this. And there's a photograph of Yvonne and the mother. They look so alike. And you can feel on Yvonne's face that this is a woman who is deep in thought and probably asking herself, Mother, why did you put me in this nasty caboodle? Popular social commentator Kwame A. Plus has described Yvonne Nelson as a morally unjust woman who has no right whatsoever to shift blame to Sarkodie. Aside being jilted by Sarkodie, one of the many things that popped up in Yvonne Nelson's book was the identity crisis she suffered because her mother had no idea who her father was. In her book, Yvonne established that she had to conduct a DNA to ascertain the real identity of her father after the man she had called dad for all these years wasn't the one. Yvonne Nelson said the man whom she thought was his father, whom she had lambasted all these years for abandoning her, told her on his deathbed that her real father was the former Speaker of Parliament, Peter Ala Ajete. Yvonne. However, Yvonne's hopes were squashed for the second time as DNA test proved that the former speaker also wasn't her father, a situation which has since left the actress in limbo. Dash. And bring me what A Plus said, ditto, in what he wrote. That's it. That's it. Look at the last paragraph there. Sark, you made the best decision. If you had accepted that pregnancy, the book today would have read, Sarkodie is my son's or daughter's father. The real father is Nyanya, or one of her many boyfriends. Dash. Bring me the photograph of A Plus. A Plus, with all respect, you know that I'm your brethren, and I stand by you in most instances. Yvonne, let us, A Plus, let us say that Yvonne Nelson was your sister, one father, one mother. I know quickly you will say that my mother will not do this. But nobody chooses their mother, and nobody chooses their father. Saying, Yvonne didn't choose her mother. Neither did she choose her father. Nature gives us our fathers and mothers. That's why we can't change family. What point is Blakk Rasta trying to make? It is not her fault that she has the mother that she has. If the mother was a slut who decided to keep a secret for 37 years as to who Yvonne's father was, and up till now she doesn't know who her father is, don't you think that it is enough torture for Yvonne Nelson? Excuse my language. If a mad man comes insulting you in the streets, would you also strip naked and start insulting the madman? Which one of you is madder? In Yvonne's case, it is a very serious case of identity crisis. It's a mental thing. Imagine you had a sister who had gone through this, or even you. You don't know your father. The man you had always called your father, Oko Nelson, on his deathbed, told you that I am not your father. Your mother only made me play the role of a father because she didn't know who your father was. Now the secrets are all coming out. As somebody would say, the chickens are coming home to roost. But he died a free man because he had told Yvonne that I'm not your father. Peter Ala Ajete is not also the father. She was trying to find herself. Music led her to Sarkodie. And when Sarkodie came in, he should have been responsible enough to say that I don't want a child. Can we use protection? She didn't write in a book that there was a bust condom. No. They did it skin to skin, doggy style. Pa, 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 pa. She got pregnant. Please, respect the baby that is going to be born. It's not the fault of the baby that the two of you decided in your deranged moments to hump on each other. Excuse my language. So A+, I would have loved that you would look at it in the direction of Yvonne's family and looking at the crisis she's in and empathize. I'm not asking for sympathy. Empathy. Empathize with her. Let us encourage her to go through some healing and therapy rather than calling her a slut, fatherless, and all those. Hey, how many of us truly understand what it is to be mentally confused? A plus, I know after this, you will ponder over the issue. Sometimes it's hard for you to say that you are wrong. I don't want to moralize it on you. Maybe I had abortions 6 million in the past. Maybe I used to do things that I now regret. As Yvonne said, if she had known years back, she would have kept the baby. But she decided to listen to Sarkodie. But may I remind you again, Sarkodie, according to the book, refused to even call Yvonne to find out from her how the abortion went. And for weeks and months, running into years, Sarkodie never even called to say, oh, Yvonne, when you did the thing, how was it? How are you? He never did. Is this the way to treat a promiscuous person? Do you endorse that? Should it be a punishment for a promiscuous slut who is a fatherless person? Right now, I'm sounding like a pastor. And I don't want to moralize it on you. But think about it again. I'm sure you'll come back and look at it in the direction. When a madman slaps you, you say that, if he had been okay, he wouldn't slap. He's only a fool who will slap another madman. Madman has slapped you. I will slap him so that he will learn sense. The sense is not there. It's like a little child who doesn't know anything. Goes to touch fire, it burns it. And they say, hey, show. Sako. Give him another 2 seconds. He's heading towards it. It's not there. You are supposed to think for that person. The stupid mothers and fathers will say, Janu manunkwe. Especially those village women who like to eat mankani and red oil with Kobe inside. It doesn't mean anybody who eats it is, no, please. It's just a lighter side of it. Some people can read some religious and some tribal undertones into this. They are good at that. It's a good meal. It's good. It nourishes you. But when they are doing it, between the moko and the how's it Kobe? That's how it is. John Manuka, a shina so they were crab, bunny crab, any, shana notice a pintoir. No, you hear it say, Kobe nitty. The child will go and touch the fire. As I show. Leave the child another 2 minutes. It's going there. Oh, Jesus, have mercy. May God protect us from such dirty-minded mothers and dirty-minded fathers. A word to the wise is in the north. My name is Blakk Rasta. I love you and I appreciate you. It's been the Black Pot, a.k.a. Kukushodomo. Make sure you're at Kochoko Roots Festival on the 24th. 100 Ghana cities, Shatawali, Blakk Rasta, Q Shandaya, Taj Weeks, and many more artists. Hey! Wayo!